Xiufang, just now your sister was visiting me. We just had lunch and enjoy very much. Okay.
My mom told me.
And the kids like me a lot. We have a fun. Yes. Xiufang say you already come back from Shanghai, right?
Yeah, currently at home. Hello? Hello?
Yes. If you got time, please drop me a visit. Then bring your kids together and we can have a lunch together and try to visit my temple. Okay? Okay. Nice one. All right. Okay, so please take a look. Let's take a look to the content. All right. We already finished the introduction. Okay. We talk about the learning attitude. Okay. Then second is the benefit of meditation. We have gone through. Then third is about the self-restraint. Okay. Self-restraint. There's a three types of people. Two types of the strong people, matter of repentance, and size of eradication of major offenses. Okay. I think we are about in the we are about in this part. Okay. After finish this, the condition includes self-restraint and the adequacy of the requisites. Okay. The adequacy of requisites, we're going to discuss about the occupation in this part. All right. So 3.3 is living in a leisure, quiet place and stop outer causes and business close to the Kayana Mitata. It's all about you must meditate in a quiet place, and also you have to stop all the outer causes businesses, and you must have a good teacher and good friend who help you along the way in meditation. All right. Then number 4, we are in the number 4 is about psychological problem. In order to meditate well, we must be able to manage our own desires and hindrances. Okay. Section number 5, we are going to talk about the practice. Basically, there is about 5 methods, 5 steps in our meditation. We have gone through step number 1. Another 4 steps to go through. Okay. Theoretically, we will try to finish off. Okay. Even though practically we cannot go so far yet, but it doesn't matter. Okay. We must have the whole picture. Okay. We must sketch a meditation map for you in the first place. Number 6 is about the development of a favorable consciousness. Meaning to say that if you're able to meditate for quite a long time, for example, 3 days or 5 days in a good progress, there will be some change in terms of body and mind. Okay, you must understand it so that you won't get frightened or any change for you, even though it is positively. Then we talk about cure sickness. We are going to use the meditation to help you to cure your sickness. And 8 is a fruit attainment. It's for the long-term planning. Now we're going to this part. It's about self-restraint. Let's take a look. The condition. Okay. I think we remember we talked about the sila, which is the precept. Okay. So precept means calming and soothing. Okay. Then the purpose of precept is to stop evil and encourage the doing of good. Okay. So this is all the precept part. Okay. Once we go to the rules, okay, I think we have already finished the first precept, okay, and the second precept, okay. Plus, please write it out, okay. Aware of the suffering, okay, 1, 2, 3, okay. Sorry. Let me share with you. I'm sorry. Okay, please continue. Not to. Okay, I think you remember that we discussed about the controversy issue for the first precept. Okay, remember? Okay, a woman who has to undergo the abortion, right? Example. Okay. Then secondly, we talk about how do we pray? How do we pray? I mean, we let people die legally by using medication. What is the word we use for it? Chinese we say unless. English is what? Euthanasia. Yes, euthanasia. Okay. Did we discuss about that? Euthanasia and the abortion case? Abortion case. We do discuss abortion case, but without discussing the euthanasia. But anyway, the concept is same. What is involved in controversy? We have to see which one consequences brings more negative effect. Okay, we'll decide based on it, and the suffering, which cause less suffering out of the decision. Okay. Now we go to the second precept. Okay, please read about it. Aware of the okay, second precept is about stealing. I remember we go to the video clip about the burglary in a quite manners way. Remember, the robber is begging. The robber begs for the money in a very polite way by using a gun. Okay, we conclude that this is still a burglary. The reason is he used guns. Okay, all right. Anyway, I remember we discussed about that some cases in order to judge in order to judge how to say that. Okay, in order to wait for how strong the karma from the stealing, we will judge through the intention, target, method, consequence, mental state, and value. Okay, I think we all remember. And then I suggest a case study in the WhatsApp group. May I know who answer me? Who provide me the solution? You are the one. Okay. You are the one. I think two people answer me, right? To answer me the cases is about how to share a cake for 3 kids. Okay, remember? Okay. Why we have to go through this case? The reason is you understand that it's not easy to share the people. It's not easy to hold a policy, to come out a policy to make everybody happy. It seems quite difficult, right? No? Okay. Once we have go through the process, we need to say that we will always going to have to say that we may accept the fact, the fate, the consequence in a more open manner. The reason you know that it's not easy, and usually the inequality, the injustice, it comes from your mind. And no matter how good the policy is, if you are always look for the fault, there must be the fault there, right? But anyway, if let's say if let's say you always look at the good and you always contented, you are positive and you are always contented, whatever policy is imposed on you, you will feel okay for it. You get the point? So this is my purpose. Why I try to I want you to answer me. I just want to put you in the scenario that it's not easy to become a policy holder or adopt a policy, or not easy for whatever decision. No matter how you share, there surely must be somebody unhappy to your decision. So get my point? Okay. So maybe Su Fang, you can try to okay. Su Fang, I think you didn't answer me the question which I suggest in the WhatsApp group. Okay, can you please explain about why you didn't answer me? Okay.
Actually, I read through those that already reply you, which I agree that asking the kids to tell us whether they want to eat more or less. So based on that, then only we decide whether cut it accordingly. So
okay, you do answer, right? You do answer, huh? Okay, so maybe I overlooked. Okay, let me pass you the mic. Okay.
Hello? You mean say it again? No, because I said I agree with one of the members that saying that ask the kids to tell whether they want it more or less, because some of the kids might not want it. If let's say 3 of them also want it, then maybe we can cut it equally. If let's say part of it say I'm full or what, then maybe we just whether he want to keep it for the next day or he want to share it out. I mean, just to give the other 2 person, then should be fine.
Well, anyway, if it brings to Malaysian context, it's getting more difficult. In order to share the cake of economy, in order to share the cake of education, and we have so many people involved, we just can send a representative. But we might not be satisfied to our representative, whatever decision they make. All right. So anyway, it's not easy, okay. So this is the purpose for the discussion. Okay. So now we are going through. You didn't bring your notes, right? You can get a copy there. A new copy, it doesn't matter. Okay. So now we go through is the third precept. Okay. Okay. Please, okay, Xiu-Fang, please write it up. Okay. The third precept.
Third precept, aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct. I want to cultivate responsibility and learn ways to protect the safety and integrity of individuals, couples, families, and society. I'm determined not to engage in sexual relations without love and a long-term commitment. To preserve the happiness of myself and others, I'm determined to respect my commitment and the commitment of others. I will do everything in my power to protect children from sexual abuse and to prevent couples and families from being broken by sexual misconduct.
Please highlight the point. Yes, indeed. Where is your husband? Oh, okay. I see. Oh, I see. I remember there's 2 more people who take leave, right? One is the online student, Mrs. Cat, right? There's another one is the Tiffany, right? 2 more only, huh? How about, is there some more people taking leave? Huh? Oh, can I come? Sorry, huh? Today, line can I make it today? Cause, let me see, huh? Let's see. Oh, okay, huh? Because there are many patients. Oh, so many patients in the clinic. Yes, you see, sometimes there's a coincidentally, they feel to turn up coincidentally. Oh, okay, okay. Yan Hua Lan. Yan Hua Lan is our monitor? Our monitor. Oh, monitor is also. Oh, cannot come. Okay. So never mind. So they reply us in the last minute. I remember if you take leave 1 day before, we will decide if more than half we will how to say that we stop the class if more than half people take leave 1 day before the class. Remember, I think we have a concession, right? Yeah. That's right. But they all make in the last minute, so we don't bother. We just go through it. Okay, now we go. Okay, sorry. So it seems that in order to be able to study here, you need a lot of condition. Okay, there must be some condition so that we can all sit down there and really study it right. Okay. The precept is regards to the sexual misconduct. In Buddhism, it is agreeable that laymen should marry. We agree that the life of a marriage can create a stability and a prosperity for the layman. Usually, a layman, by having a couple and forming a family, it will make people centralize their life. I mean, how to say that? They know where, how to spend their time in the life. Okay. I remember there's some cases mentioned to me that who are single or remain bachelor. It happens that usually they will sleep until the mid time. In the middays, the sun shines on the buttock. They say that. Why? The reason they say they don't have much responsibility. They are alone. Okay, but they are alone, right? Okay, but once they get married, especially when the kids come out, they immediately they will change their lifestyle because they know that it doesn't matter. They can't let the kid in starvation instead of the adult. And usually adult is very concerned about the kids. So this is a very strong motivation for the people to have a normal lifestyle. But anyway, and in Buddhism, we how do I say it now? It is normal to have sexual relationships between the spouse, and according here you see, once they engage in the sexual relationship must be engaged based on love and long-term commitment. Okay. We disagree the sexual relationship which is based on without love indiscriminately, and which is a short-term. I mean, maybe just how do we say it? One night stand, right? Yeah. We disagree with that. I don't. Even though I know that you are all mostly Abhidhammatasangha in Malaysia, but most of you are still conservative, as I know. We are still very different from the Europe people. Usually Europe people, you can hardly find a people without have this kind of experience during the university graduate. You will be, I think they will remark you sarcastically if you claim that you don't have the experience during the tertiary education, right? I think in Europe, okay. But for us, as an Easterner, we are more conservative. This is good. The reason is the person who over-engage in this type of activity, usually they can hardly have any attainment in meditation. We can we can discuss it in two aspects. Firstly, it's about how to say that psychologically. Psychologically, if let's say, if the mind always come up, okay, with the lust or the desire, okay, the desire, how to say that? How to put it? You can meditate better. You can attain a better meditation level if overindulge in this type of desire. The reason is desire and the meditation state of the mind, they are the different things. They cannot stay together. If you are good in the meditating state, you want to meditate well, you have to let go the greediness. You have to let go the greediness. And if let's say the greediness is so strong, usually you can't meditate well. And this situation could be explained in a proper way by using chakra, or we can explain it in a more detail. Let's take a look. So this is the chakra. I think nowadays, even though you don't, I think nowadays this is quite common for people to understand this, especially with the help of the social media. Okay, I think Cindy, even the Christian, they allow you to learn regards all these chakra or whatever the nadi, meridian. Are you a new believer? You mean old believer will be different with the new believer? Okay, never mind. Okay, as long as you're so fresh, okay, I think fresh people is most welcome, since they don't have much thing to block them. Okay, so let's take a look. We will notice that usually the location of the chakra mainly based on the endocrine system, the most important organ within our body. Okay, so there is the crown chakra and the Ajna chakra, which is located in the pineal glands and also the pituitary glands. These two glands play important roles to the hormone system of the body. All right. Then there's the third chakra. Third chakra will correspond to the truth, the function of the truth and the pronunciation of our body. And there's the heart chakra. Heart chakra will correspond to the heart, to the lung, and the respiration system, partial of the respiration system within the body. Then we will go to the Navi chakra. Navi chakra will correspond to the big intestine, small intestine, liver, lung, or the digestive system within the body. This is the chakra we so-called root chakra. Root chakra corresponds to the genital organ. Includes male and the female. Okay. Then lastly is the root chakra. Root chakra located is between there's location between our anus and the sexual and the genital organ. So that is the so-called root chakra, or sometimes they call it groin, right? G-R-I-N, groin. Okay, yes, it's correct. If a person who overly active in sex, usually they are how to say? The person, for those who overactive in sexual activity, the chakra for this trait will open all the time, and a lot of excess of the body will be flow out from the body. So this is the reason why the person who overly active in this type of activity, they can hardly attain a better attainment spiritually. Why? Because the essence, according to the Taoism, the essence of the body is needed to nourish our brain, so that the higher attainment could be attained. But instead of directing the essence of the flow to the brain, but you just flow it out through the chakra below our navi. For those who have a high attainment in meditation, the chakra above the truth will open and active. The opening of the root chakra, crown chakra, and Ajna chakra reflects your meditation state and the healthy psychologically. But for those who are always indulged in the desire, the chakra below the navi is more active and open most of the time. Okay, these three chakras will be closed up. If let's say you do a lot of meditation. Okay, so you get a point. So physically, physically we can get a better explanation by using the chakra. We understand that why the monk like us we prefer remain in single. Why? I think we are not the only person. I think we are not the only religion. Some, I think, in Christian, right? The father, right? They had to remain as a bachelor. Hinduism and the Swami, I mean the Yogaism. Most of them, especially for those who involved in the high spiritual attainment, they have to remain in single. So get a point, okay? But anyway, I think not many people out of the human we choose this kind of a lifestyle. The reason is this is not that easy. This is not that easy. But in order to seek for the truth, you have to go through it. Most of the people prefer experience a marriage life, I mean, how do I say that? The lifestyle for marriage is more common for most of the people. Usually, people once they're getting adult, after graduate from the university, maybe the first thing in their mind, I think, is maybe they have to look for a spouse in the first place. Maybe you start planning. You have to buy a house and purchase a car, and to initiate the so-called the normal lifestyle for yourself, and and this is the expectation from your family at the same time, right? Sometimes people get married just to avoid disappointment from the family, because most of the parents, they're hoping that you can produce the grandchildren for them, right? So they get the satisfaction from the family gathering. So this is very common for most of the people. But one thing is, since this body, as a Christian, you say it's given by the God, for Buddhism, we mentioned that this is the karma who bear the body through us. We possess the body is due to our karma. But the karma, they follow the law of nature, which it implies that most of the humans, they possess the ability to produce offspring until they die. And we notice that according to the law of nature, the people, wait, let me see. According to the law of nature, we will notice that our lifespan has a strong relationship to the ability to produce. Do you know this or not? From some, according to some statistic researcher, usually the life of the woman, is the life before the menopause, around about 16 years. Around about 16 years, so then that's the end for a woman. Why 16 to 18? The reason is, for a human, usually we need 16 to 18 years in order to make the children become independent. Menopause is about 45 years old, right? So 45 at 18 is about 63. So do you think 63 is the normal lifespan for the woman nowadays? I think it could be longer, right? Could be longer. But 65 or 63, maybe 10 years ago, is quite common. Without assistance of the medical help. As for men, usually the moment we die is the moment. How to say that now? Once for men, if we fail to produce any semen, this is the moment, the end of life for the man. So you get the point. We need to say that our lifespan have a strong relationship with the ability for reproduction. Our body is keep on with this type of ability until the moment we die. But the problem is, human is not the only species who have the ability to produce, but the way we see it is quite common to all the animals, right? But animal, that's a little bit different from animal is how do I put it? I think human is part of the animal. All animals, they once how to say that? Once they start to in order to reproduce an offspring, they will start to mating, right? They look for the spouses. But different animals will have a different way to get their spouse, right? For example, the peacock, they will demonstrate their tails in order to attract to the opposite sex. Or an animal like dog, they will excrete some smell to attract the opposite, the dog from opposite sex to come out. And usually they will fight to each other who is the winner, who will have the right to produce offspring with the dog, right? As for human, it's the same. We have this type of ability. But one thing is, as a human, we can control this type of desire, the ability. It seems that for all the animals, they equally share the ability to produce offspring. But usually animals, they don't have the shameful, the feeling of shame, and they can't control their desire, except human. Okay, since oh, sorry, my brain stopped already. Stop functioning temporarily. Okay. But anyway, what I want to highlight is, as a human, we have ability to control our desire or lust compared with the animal. Okay. But I think for the youngster, it's not due to the difference of the culture and the influence, especially from the Westerner culture. They used to have sex before marriage, right? Sex before marriage, okay. Well, I think in terms of religion, no matter Christian or Buddhism, this is discourageable. We discourage this type of activity. But for the young people, according them, they give me the reason that this is expensive to divorce compared for the marriage. In order to divorce, you have to pay the legal fee for the procedure of the divorce. How much shall we pay? I think a few thousand, right? But in order to register for a marriage, I think maybe just $100 is enough for that, right? Is $100 enough to get a certificate of marriage registration? Yes. Oh, okay. Register. So if we compare, what is the gap between the price? More than 10 times, right? So this is the reason why the youngster they suggest to me that, oh, we should have a test for them. We should test the marriage before we really go to the real marriage. So this is the reason they give me. So what can we answer? Right? How can we answer? I think the people who are younger than you, about 10 years old, who is 10 years younger than you, they have this type of perception, right? Right? Not. Okay. Do you agree with that? You agree? No, you understand, but you disagree, right? Oh, okay. No mind. We let Xiu Fang to explain, because I think Xiu Fang is younger than most of us. Okay. Please come up with your opinion, please.
Actually, hard to say. You mean comments and the marriage before sex, or because currently they are watching too much TV. It's too much social media is on that, so it's hard for us as assume that I'm a parent for my kids. It's hard to control. Even if we say no, if let's say their friends is like that, they might. So I mean, what we can do now is we just tell them what we know and what they're supposed to do. We can only advise, but we can't take control on that.
Okay, thank you so much. Meaning to say that maybe after 10 to 20 years, I have to change this perception, right? If they come and say this is sexual misconduct, meaning to say that I'm scolding everybody, right? If let's say I'm going to preach, how to say, I have a Buddha Sasana, I'm going to preach in American. I think I have to change this precept. Do you agree or not? If I insist to this third precept, meaning to say that they won't come, because they will just be scolded by me, right? Okay. So this is the third precept. Okay. Let's take a look. I want to cultivate responsibility and learn ways to protect the safety and integrity of individual, couple, family, and society. And I'm determined not to engage in sexual relations without love and a long-term commitment. Okay, by the way, the long-term commitment could be defined. Long-term commitment includes procedure, Okay, the long-term commitment includes some culture, the procedure, include some legal procedure, include the legal procedure, or from our different religious culture, or from religious or different culture. It doesn't matter. As long as there's a procedure to confirm that the status as a spouse, it will be legal. It is legal. How to put it like? As long as the relationship based on the procedure, no matter legally recognized by the government or it is recognizable by the culture or religions, they are considered no problem for the third precept. So they get what I mean? Okay. If let's say we go to in Chinese, now how about the marriage procedure from Chinese nowadays? 仲有冇一拜天地啊？ To get bow to the sky and the earth. It is common now. No more already. They don't bow to the sky and earth already. Got huh? Okay, they will bow to the ancestor, right? Then they will just some to the senior. Okay, once they go through the procedure, they are considered legal spouse, even though without the registration under the under how to say under the constitution. Of course, how to say that? There will be some dispute in terms of the asset, okay, and the how to say, and inheritance without registration under the government. But it is still considered, but it is considered legal in terms of religion and in culture. So you get what I mean? Okay, the recognition. It might not be necessary, must be based on the how to say. The recognition is not necessarily based on only by constitution, but it is also valid if it is based on religion and the culture. Okay, so this is so-called long-term commitment. To preserve the happiness of myself and others, I'm determined to respect my commitment and the commitment of others. I think this is true. The reason is once there is some relation, there's some third-party affair involved. I think no woman allow third-party affair happen within the family. Right? Okay, it implies that there's some split, and the children will become. Meaning to say that the children will only have one parent only, will remain in single parents custody. So they get what I mean, okay? So this is the reason why we talk about the third precept. I will do everything in my power to protect children from sexual abuse. Okay, class. For these 5 precepts, these 5 wonderful precepts, the author of the 5 wonderful precepts is from Thich Nhat Hanh. Who is the Thich Nhat Hanh? Thich Nhat Hanh is the Nobel Prize laureate. He is the Thich Nhat Hanh. Have you ever heard about him? He is a Vietnamese, and he migrates to USA during the World War. I think maybe the Vietnam War. He is the winner of the Nobel Prize. I think in terms of the Nobel Peace Prize. Why? Because he is strongly encouraged the peace. I think he fight against the war, especially between Vietnam and the USA. Okay, and he established his own temple in France. The name is the Plum Valley. I think maybe it's the Plum Valley Monastery, something like that. He attracts a lot of European, Westerner people to learn Dharma under him. Okay, he speaks well in English, and he wrote a number of books, and really have a great influence among the European countries. Okay, he is the author for the 5 wonderful precepts. He is the one, and he includes this. Let's take a look. Protect children from sexual abuse. I think regarding regarding the sexual abuse, it is still uncommon 10 years ago in Malaysia, I think. Usually, we just keep silence about this issue because maybe Easterner people are more, they feel shy to talk about this. Until recently, I think maybe just 2 or 3 years ago, there's one Scotland who is a very, how to say, who is the pedophile. You know pedophile? The pedophile, I think, is quite serious pedophile. I think after this case, we as a Malaysian, we really take good care to this case. And sadly to say that in the world of Christian, I read through from Star newspaper, there's about, I think about thousands clergy involved in sexual abuse. They committed sexual abuse to the altar boy. Sadly to say that now Pope really declared that the Pope in Vatican take actions against for those who commit a sexual crime, the child sex crimes, and the one who covered it. Because there are some clergy who cover the cases. So sadly to say that it is not nice to talk about this. The reason is the people's confidence is built on religions. We as a religion shouldn't make the people lost the faith. But I don't know why it is so serious, especially in Christianity. So sad. I feel so sorry about that also. Okay. Do you notice the cases? Are you aware of this? But anyway, please really take good care with our children. It happens that pedophile, how to say that? If the children who have been sexually molested before, they have a tendency to become pedophile. Do you get it? Do you get what I mean? The criminal themselves are victims before. They were the victims before. So please take good care with our children. And one thing is awkward. I don't know what. Usually pedophile is men. Seldom you can see the woman is a pedophile. And usually pedophile, I mean the target of pedophile is the children, I think maybe below 15 years old, something like that. 15 years old, it can be younger. Maybe 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old. Well, this is really anomaly. I mean something wrong psychologically. It is not easy to change. So you be careful of the people who are around them. Okay, what happened if let's say you notice that somebody around you, he is a pedophile? What will you do? What will you do? Yes, doctor, what will you do if somebody who around you is a pedophile? Huh? If let's say he's your son, or he's very close, the people who are very close to you. Yes. Okay. Well, meaning to say that he is very, how to say, I don't know how to put it in English, meaning to say that he will emphasize on to doing right things rather than emphasize on the relationship with somebody, something like that. He's more emphasis on doing right thing. I think for Mr. Yeah. Okay, but I think maybe for most of you who are the mother, I think you prefer send him for counseling in the first place rather than police, right? I think so. Because men and women are a little bit different, and yet he is a very sensible people. So they will just catch the police station, all right? Then I mean there will be some subsequent procedure. But I think Westerners do this better than our Easterners. I think Westerners have a very good steps to counsel them. Maybe even the religious person involved is helping them. We were using our different perspective. I mean how to say they will take into consideration the religions in order to solving this problem too. I think so. Okay, but so far, okay, in Buddhism, okay, the reason in our Buddhism is about karma, the past life. If you are the pedophile this life, there's a tendency that in your past life you used to commit sexual misconduct. That's what we know, like. Okay, how can we know and confirm that? It's not easy, but through meditation, if somebody can open the third eye, let's take a look at these cases. This is the third eye. They can produce some psychic and can check the relation. Can check the cause and effect between this life and the past life. Okay, so somebody claimed that the pedophile is due to the is due to the criminal the cause of the pedophile may involve sexual intercourse in the past life. What we do is we will encourage you do some meditation, qigong, and do the repentance. Okay, then keep on chant some Buddha name or the Guanyin name. Let the religions to help you. I think in this type of scenario, religions plays important role. If for Western medication, maybe they will inject some hormone, right? To castrate you. After the injection, they will cause you to lose your sexual desire to the children. So this is what the Western medication can do, right? No? Before the injection, right? Okay. They will go through this chemical castration. The court decide whether you are the pedophile or not, you mean? All right. Chemical castration. Okay. Is this the standard protocol in Malaysia or in Western country? Not in Malaysia. We haven't developed such a good procedure yet. Chemical castration. Go to the jail. Well, anyway, if you just put people there, they won't have any chance. They are still dangerous. After they release from the jail, it's still dangerous, right? Or not? Well, they must be. You're still very new to your religion, so you don't know what your religion can do. Of course, now Christians already in the trouble. They are very serious in pedophile. Okay, I think. Fairly speaking, I think whatever religion, they must be. For whatever religion, we all have our own weakness, including Buddhism. But here we just express sympathy, hopefully that the devotee of the Christianity can be revealed after the clarification from the Pope. Okay, but you are not Catholic, you are Christian, right? You are Methodist, but you are not a Catholic. Catholic is the one who involved in the serious. Catholic is the one who involved in this kind of serious offences, right? It's the Catholic, Okay. Okay. So protect the children. Well, okay. Do you have any other idea so that all the grandma already, grandma, how to protect the children, right? Not. I think you are in the stage as a grandma, right? Yeah. Okay. So how to? Any other advice from you, doctor, so that they can protect the children from pedophile? I think must be school education. Yeah. 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 Yes. I think the education is very important, and they must make it common in the school. Don't shy to talk about this. So that usually pedophile is common in the age below 12 years old. So they are the one must be alert. If let's say some especially men or the adult men lure them by using some candies or something and touch the private part of the body. So this must be careful. So the mother must be always alert. If let's say the child perform some depression or they are in a very bad mood in the long term, have to have to convince them to speak it up and don't just scold them. Okay, I think this is the point. Okay, usually if nowadays, is there any remedy for the pedophile in Western medication? No remedy, right? Okay, but these cases is under which one psychology usually? They treat it psychologically. They have, in Western medication, they will treat it psychologically. Psychiatric. Okay. All right. Who is the one prescribed the chemical castration? Psychiatrist. In Malaysia, the psychiatrist, they're still not qualified to do so. Yes. I see. They will treat them all. They will treat all at the same time, all right? You mean maybe the pedophile? How to say? They may have a bipolar disorder or depression. We don't know. Have to check it out in the first place. We need to say that the situation is more complicated as what we imagine. Okay. So anyway, just to bring up just be mindful, everybody. Okay. So when we talk about these cases, and to prevent couples and family from being broken by sexual misconduct. Okay. Well, this is I think nowadays until your age, third party affair is not allowed within the Westerner, within an Easterner family, right? Usually one husband, no wife will allow other women to share their husband, correct? No other man will allow other men to share his wife, right? Okay, if that's the case, it's really our traditional, orthodox, and Eastern way of thinking. So this the precept is still available and it is still valid within us. Okay, but of course, we just bear in mind for a youngster, well, it is common to have sexual before the marriage. Maybe we have to change the way to communicate with them. Okay, so just be mindful of. Okay, so this is about the third precept. Okay, now we'll go to the fourth precept. Okay, Xiu Fang, please write it out. Fourth precept. We all read together.
Fourth precept: aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech and the inability to listen to others. I will cultivate loving speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others, and relieve others of their suffering, knowing that words can create happiness or suffering. I want to learn to speak truthfully with words that inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. I'm determined not to spread news that I do not know to be certain, and not to criticize or condemn things of which I'm not sure. I will refrain from uttering words that can cause division and discord, or that can cause the family or the community to break. I will make all effort to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small.
Please highlight the point. Now we talk about fourth precept.
Master, I cannot see your screen.
Well, I noticed that our senior Vietnamese quite experienced in how to interpret the Vinaya and the precept in a modern way. I was having a conversation with a counseling before, telecounseling. And surprisingly, he mentioned to me that he picked up about I think 300 phones per year. And 90% of them, they don't need any suggestion. They just need her ear to listen. He showed me that in our modern society, and the awareness, the awareness to listen to others is not that common yet. Compared with maybe Western country, in our Western country. Most of the people, they know what to do. They are smart. But what they want is your ear to him, so that he can speak out the thing and feel comfortable after talking to you. Let's take a look. Away the suffering caused by unmindful speech and the inability to listen to others. I don't know whether it is common in banana, but for Chinese people, it is quite common that we don't really listen, especially for senior, because in our culture, senior talk, junior follow. The junior have to show the obedience to the senior by just listening only, by just follow the audio without any any rebut, right? So this is this is also create a problem within our community which adopt patriarchal, right? Patriarchal, okay. So I know that usually for banana, it is a culture to listen to the junior for speaking for banana. Or it's the same. All Oriental is the same. Culture. So usually, so the senior usually hold the fully authority. So you just listen only. Okay. So please be careful. I think maybe this is something good in Westerner. In Westerner, usually they really will listen to what the junior complain. But of course, sometimes they go to the extent that I watch the Hollywood movie. How come they speak like this to the father? I think in the real situation, maybe they will just slap the face and kick them out already. I think in Eastern culture. So we need to say banana do the same thing for the Chinese people. Okay, all right. Okay. So thank you so much. I understand that. Okay. Well, but we have to do a little bit change. Okay. Remember, recently a student from who is going to CPDS exam, okay, committed suicide, just 50 years old, 15 years old. Well, I think this is really a controversial issue. Okay, we have to really think about it. How come still a child, I think, how come a teenager opt for committed suicide instead of telling to the senior? Maybe we have to really think about that. Okay, or whether the pressure is too high, or the friends, or the social support around him fail to function. Okay, so what do you think about that? TT, I think maybe this is the age of your grandchildren, right? Yeah. So what happening? You think? What happened? How come the teenager will choose to commit suicide? Do reprimand them. Yeah. So after these cases, is there any how to say? Is there any measure have been taken by the government or the school to avoid the second case again? Very young, 15 years old. Or befriended, they open one line to call. But I think as a senior, I'm also senior, I'm 46 years old. We have to live. I mean, we have to change a little bit our attitude, especially we are more patriarchal, right? Patriarchal meaning to say that we are more focused on the authority from the father side. Okay, Mr. Fu, Dr. Fu, am I using a right word? More patriarchal? We are. Oh, this is the right word, right? Patriarchal. So maybe we change a little bit, so that to listen to the senior. Okay. They don't listen anymore. Okay, well, why explain me a little bit? I don't know what happened. Rather than the children. Everything. Oh, very straightforward and very frankly already. Okay. He or she may not be listening or online. Then maybe you will tell that guy will talk. Oh. So that kind of you mean they're just very emotionally? Okay. Without how to say they don't talk to you sensibly and analyze things in an analytically way, patiently. Oh. Is this common with you all cases? Not common. I see. Maybe a teacher can answer me better because a teacher encounters so many numerous students. He can roughly give us a rough picture among them. Maybe I think yeah. How old is your grandchildren? Doctor? Not grandchildren. Okay, your kids still very young. Very young. Okay. Still not the time yet. So just be careful. Once we talk about this. I want to cultivate living speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others. Anyway, ability to listen is still very good among the friends and also among the family. As long as we open our ear, I think the cases which will involve in committed suicide will be reducing. Yes. What? Depression. Yes. Oh. But anyway, it sounds a little bit incredible for those just 15 years old and experience depression. How about the medication? They should take some serotonin, right? Yeah. I think he have to consume some serotonin. Use the chemical to change the chemical. Well, here we do the same thing. If you're the patient of the depression or schizophrenia, by just solely do the meditation, it is not enough. There must be something, medication and counseling involved, so in order to settle the problem. Okay, so let's take a look. And relieve other of their suffering. Okay, cultivate loving speech. Yes, okay, we should how to say, speak things nicely lah. But I think maybe our senior, maybe our grandfather, usually they don't speak nicely. I mean, their culture is a little bit different. I don't know whether you have undergone this type of experience. For example, okay, you study hard to pass the examination, but usually the senior will remark, how to say, will remark sarcastically to say, hey, you will never pass, don't study. Do you have this type of experience? For the very, very old senior, they used to express in this way, maybe out of love and concern, but they just don't put it nicely. You understand what I'm saying? I think your father type, I have to say, your father generation is doing like that, right? They never they never encourage you. They're usually very stern and very serious. Just how to say, just admonish you rather than give you a love speech, right? No. I think here's the one. No motivation. I mean your parents type. Negative way. But what is the consequence and outcome? Too hurting, right? Yeah. But anyway, I think I think maybe beginning from my generation, well, a lot of love speech involved already. But sometimes we cannot express our love speech indiscriminately because some kids, they're really so naughty, and they are so hard to control. Maybe you have to really use the cane to cane them. I think caning shouldn't be abolished, but have to use it wisely and accordingly. Do you think so? I think so. I think he must agree. He is very sensitive. The doctor very sensitive. But generally, people they accept love speech more than caning. I think so. Okay. Okay, then we go to knowing that words can create happiness and suffering. I vow to learn to speak truthfully with words that inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. Okay, so the experience is so important. If you have been hurt by people, if you have the experience for being hurt, maybe for 2 or 3 days, just for a few sentences, you will be alert most of the time. You'll be mindful in your speech. Do you have this kind of experience? The words which hurt you for maybe can come to a few days. You have how about you? You got Oh, you also got not you. You are the victim. I thought you are the culprit. Okay, jokingly, okay, you have the experience. Okay, well, this is important. By having this experience, we will be more alert and mindful to avoid to impose such thing to the victims. Okay, so the words is very important. Nowadays, speak more things, create the joy and confidence. I am determined not to spread news that I do not know to be certain. Yes, please Google whatever news before spread it out. Just Google it. Just a few sentences. Google will reply to you whether it is right or not. And also sebenarnya.com. Okay, scrutinize it before you spread it out. It seems you don't know about it, Cindy. Okay, yeah, this is the website. You can sebenar.com. Okay, not this. Okay, sebenarnya lah, sebenarnya.com. Sebenarnya.com. Kita pasti jangan kongsi. Okay, that is first. This is all the fake news the reason fake news. They will, yes, okay, Gempa bumi di sekitar Ipoh Perak. So they told you this is the fake news. Okay. Terkini. This is the terkini fake news. Right. Palsu. Okay. Yes. Or I think you just cut a little bit to Google. Immediately you got the answer already. So remember, before you spread, especially go through WhatsApp, you have to scrutinize it. Sometimes we may sacrifice somebody. Okay, I remember years ago. Okay, we will notice we will come across the cases that they need a donation from platelet or blood donation or blood donation or donation of platelet, something like that. If let's say this is the real news, I mean, how to say that? Okay, there's a different way for people who spread the false, including this type of the news. But you will sacrifice the real one. You will cause a trouble to the real one. If you are the real cases, please include the telephone number, the hospital, the related department, the detail as concrete as possible. I have done a donation for platelet twice, according to this type of WhatsApp news. But of course, since I do to scrutinize. I go to scrutinize it before I spread it out, and it really helps people. Yeah, you want to say something? I see you laugh. Entertainment. Yes, yeah. Now the problem is, since a lot of users in WhatsApp, especially auntie, and also include the person who is not highly educated, they just simply share on it. Everybody become the editor nowadays. Everybody is the editor. Everybody is the author. It's very different already now. Yeah, possible. So we have to how to say? We have to really go call it out and scrutinize it and check how to say? Check the authenticity of it, But nowadays, I think how to say? The Macau scam is so common nowadays. Usually, they begin by scaring you in the first place. Okay, if let's say the person, old people like you, they say that you involved in the money laundering. Okay. Okay, maybe they say your grandchildren have been kidnapped. Okay, your credit card have been misused. Maybe involved in data trafficking. Okay, if it comes from monk, they will say that they will misuse our compassion and claim that because the children in the hospital urgently need the money. You see, they know the target very well, the weakness of the target very well. So I think in order to avoid for being trapped by them, reading is very important. As long as you heard about that, it is not easy for us to be falling prey by them. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Okay, well, this is spread news that I do not know to be certain and not to criticize and condone things of which I'm not sure. Okay. Well, Xiu Fang, remember there's a video clip I post to you. There's one video clip is relating to these cases, not telling the truth. You please go through it by yourself. Now we're going to watch it by ourselves. Okay, so let's take a look. We'll go through this video before the discussion. Shifang, you please off your microphone so that there wouldn't be any interference to us. Okay. Okay, so this is the cases. Okay, so this is the cases remind us, don't judge too quickly. But it seems sometimes quite how to say, it is unavoidable for us to judge. But maybe I think in order to avoid this scenario, we just listen. We have to give opportunity to the people to explain. I think, have you ever been involved in this type of situation before? Yeah, I think it's quite common, right? People misjudge and misunderstood, right? Anyway, so just remember that give opportunity people to explain, okay? Then let's take a look. Well, not criticize, I'm not sure. I will refrain from uttering words that can cause division or discord. Yes, just be careful. As long as you speak something and create, and it will, how to say that? And it will create the division and discord between two parties or two persons, you are considered committing the fourth precept already, which is so-called not lying and include this kind of words. Okay. Well, of course, I think sometimes we have to bear in mind that what's the purpose you want to say something bad about it. Okay. You know, it happens before. There's one our devotee, he come to talk to me. He said that, Master, I don't know whether I should tell you or not. The reason is there's somebody who used to come to the temple. He's the one who used to cheat people money. Okay, they are friends. Okay, he feels that he has the responsibility to remind me. So to avoid anybody, to avoid how to say, to avoid any victimization again. But he worry it might be considered fourth precept. He might be considered to break the fourth precept. So what do you think? If he come to talk, he come to remind me that this guy is a cons man, okay, and the fact that he's really criticized these people, do you think it is a fourth precept? Does he commit a fourth precept, or actually this is a different story? If somebody come to say something bad about somebody, will you judge him that he is the bad person since he comment people or comment some issue negatively? You wouldn't. Why? So we need to say actually the intention to comment is very important. It's not because you comment negative, then this is the bad, right? We have to, you want to broaden the issue. If he doesn't tell me, we need to say that everybody might be victimized by the comment, right? Now, so sometimes we don't, we don't judge the thing just superficially. We have to check what's the intention. Okay. Well, anyway, I found that if this type, this type of issue involves quite a number of people, well, it's not that easy to handle sometimes. Sometimes we are confusing also. Possible. We have to find it. We have to check it out whether it is whether he has already changed or not. Right now. Yes. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of situation involved. Once we came across the case, then we have to really to see what steps should be taken to ensure that we don't accuse somebody. Okay. Well, here, may I know, anybody here have a lot of experience? Is there anybody here have a lot of experience in dealing with the human? You have the experience. How many do you have? How many staff do you have? Oh, hundreds, so many, Lord. You really have the experience dealing with the people, Lord. Oh, no, it's already enough already. You really have the experience. Well, I think Dr. Fu, not many people to deal, right? Patient is so simple, right? Oh, patient, I think, is so simple. Oh, okay. The comment will come to you, lah. Yeah, I mean, compare your case. You are the human resource manager. No wonder. Okay. How about you? I think very simple, right? Not so many. You just talk to the machine every day, right? So even more simple, huh? You just talk to your grandson only. Okay, also very simple. For me, I think since the students who come, usually not too complicated. We just, our relationship is based on learning and teaching, that's all. So very simple. I think your position, it is quite complicated. Would you like to share, since now we are talking about human, what is the crucial and what is the key point, or what's the key, so that you can manage people properly and not letting them take you, but you still can handle them well? Mm. Oh. Mm. Mm. You mean take action without hurting anybody? This is the most difficult. Yeah, this is a sandwich situation. Okay. Oh, so she cry or you cry? He cry or you cry? No, you don't cry. Oh, I see. So can you sleep at that night? You see? You really pay a price for that salary. See? Because you are the human, right? Okay. Well, what company are you serving for? Steering company. Ah, on the Wonderland. Oh, I see, I see. Okay. Well, your job is quite interesting for me. Okay, if one day we come have a cup of tea, and I can learn more regards this. Okay, good experience, good experience. I have to learn from different channels also. Okay, let's take a look here. I will make all effort to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small. Well, you are encourageable to do so. Okay, but in the first place, how do you know that people doesn't like you? How do you know that people doesn't like you? Yes. Okay. Or he avoids staring at you, right? And maybe always just tease you or remark you sarcastically, so you will know that there must be some misunderstood. Okay. If you encounter this scenario, how do you respond? How do you respond? Okay. Good. How about you? Okay, good. Quite progressively. How about you? Same, okay. How about doctor? Ah, you will listen. Okay, very good. Okay, you didn't just prescribe any medication to him, that's all. Just simply prescribe anything or do some injections, that's no problem. Okay, okay. How about you? Yeah. No, I mean if somebody change the attitude, becomes so cool to you. Mm, mm. You will confront her. All right, all right. Okay. Yes. How about Xiu Fang? Yes. See Xiu.
If they are my good friends, then maybe I will confront them first.
Good. Like, yeah, I think it is quite logic. I mean, we have to check the target in the first place. Or if the people, I mean, if he's the one who just do the cleaning work, I think not that necessary. We are so sensitive over that. Okay, good friend, maybe spouse. Okay, maybe a working partner. We have to really ask them to talk and find out the reason why. But I have so many batch of meditation students now. It happens that there's one batch, most of them, they say, oh, we'll just keep quiet. It depends on your attitude and your, how to say, your habits. Some people, they prefer to clarify it, but some people, they just keep quiet. Okay? Well, anyway, I think according, let's take a look at. Okay, according here, we should try to reconcile and resolve, however small it is. If the target involved is important to us. Okay, so this is about the fourth precept. Any questions? Fourth precept actually involves first, lie. Second, harsh word. Third one is how to say splitting people. Alright. Okay, splitting people. Say something, split the people. Alright. Then I think also one thing will involve is nonsense, but it is not included here. Okay. Well, if let's say you come to join one day retreat, please avoid talking nonsense. Even though joking, the reason is when you start to meditate, okay, the joke will just appear, keep in your mind. Then you cannot concentrate. Okay, this is the reason why. But it is excluded here, But I want to remind you, if let's say one day you come to join the one day retreat, please no talking. One day retreat, would you like to join? I think this is the third week of this month. Third week. Saturday. Saturday full day. I think before you join the whole day, you better join the 2 hour first. Hour and a half hour. See whether you can endure the meditation or not. See whether you tried before. Now I'm waiting all of you. You all of you owed me 3 times. Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Please choose at least 3 times before the graduation. Okay. Friday, Saturday is about it's about 8:30 to 10:30. 8:30 to 10:30 night time. Sunday is 4 to 6 evening. 4 to 6 evening. I might initiate a more how to say an evening shift because somebody is in an urgent need to practice the qigong. I will. Well, it is more free for you to come in the daytime. For example, Tuesday evening, it is a better time for you all actually. Oh, you're still working. Oh, okay. No. This is for retiring people and for the freelance people. You're working, right? Are you working? Still working? You are working? Part time? Are you working? You're still working. Okay. So meaning to say, Saturday, Friday is still the best time for you all. Okay, after 4th precept, now we go to the 5th precept. Okay, please read it out all together. Aware of the suffering. Please highlight the point. Probably some of you might expect that learning meditation come here just for crossing the leg. But I think you don't expect a lot of things involved, right? Because it all about a mindset. If the 5 precepts you don't do well, your mind can just subtle down even though you cross your leg. You see why all this is included in the syllabus. Okay, anyway, I think we don't continue the 5th precept. 5th precept involves a lot of things, drug addicts, the drug, gambling, okay, involves addiction now. Any addiction is considered in the 5th precept. Well, in ancient time, in Buddha time, maybe just the intoxicant involved in it as an addiction. But nowadays, I think internet is one sort of the addiction. Computer gambling, all right. Well, and maybe watching a series of the Korean drama, or you watch 100 series and just like addiction, or maybe you're addicted to coffee or cigarette. Okay, we will discuss all this in the 5th precept. Of course, well, Dr. make sure you're present, because when we talk about addiction, sometimes the medication involved, psychology involved. Okay, if some people is very good in the Eastern medication, please just please provide your knowledge. Addiction is not a simple thing, you know. Once you involve, it's quite hard to get rid of it. It's very detrimental. Okay, and it may cost you further also. Okay, I think we stop here. Please do some recapitulation, right? Recap means recapitulation, right? Okay,